On March the 11th, 1968, this song got Redding his first gold record. And it was presented to his wife Zelma because Redding never got to see the success of this song. In fact, Sitting on the Dock of a Bay is a song that he would never hear. In August 1967, Otis Redding came off stage after playing 6 nights at the Basin Street in San Francisco. It had been a long summer of touring for Otis, and promoter Bill Graham gave him the use of his houseboat for a few days just to get a bit of rest, just 10 miles outside of San Francisco, and it was here that he sat on the dock of the bay to write a song. Sometimes you find yourself in places that inspire you to write. It was late November in 1967 when legendary Stax producer and guitarist Steve Cropper was sat in the studio when the phone rang. Now, it wasn't unusual for Otis to ring him from the hotel when he was in town to meet up to do some writing, but this time, Redding couldn't wait, saying, "I've got a hit." Steve Cropper is a man who knows the art of songwriting. His body of work speaks for itself. Sitting on folding chairs facing each other, Redding on his red dime store guitar, showed Cropper what he had. He didn't have much more than the basic chords, the first verse about watching ships, and the chorus. But that was Otis, says Cropper. He would always carry his guitar with him, but not in a case. And when he had an idea, he'd just start writing. He always had 14 or 15 ideas, all in his head, totally unfinished. His verses were written, a bridge section was added, and the song was ready to be taken into the studio. On the day they recorded, Cropper would play the acoustic rhythm guitar part, and he strummed the chords until Donald Dunn found the bass groove that he wanted, and Al Jackson Jr. got his drum part together, and Booker T. Jones tried to give the piano a marine feeling, and Redding and Cropper created the horn parts by singing the notes that they wanted. Steve Cropper says that he always left space at the end of a song so that Otis could do vocal ad-libs, but on this particular day, he forgot what he wanted to sing, so he just whistled, so they had a placeholder ready to be filled in later on. Cropper has said that if they would have come back in on the Monday, that would have definitely been different. Al Bell says that that was no placeholder, that was Otis, the very essence coming out of him. Rumour has it that the whistling was redone. It was overdubbed by Sam Bluesman Taylor because Otis's whistling wasn't good enough to use. But Cropper denies this, and he says he doesn't even know where that story comes from. On the 8th of December, Cropper set up his electric guitar amp to do all the electric guitar overdubs, and Otis popped his head into the studio and said his final words to Steve Cropper: "I'll see you on Monday." After having a meal that night, Redding returned to the studio to listen to the preliminary mix, but not wanting to miss any shows, him and his touring band set out for the weekend to go play some gigs. And as they were boarding a plane from Wisconsin to Ohio, the plane went down into a lake. Everyone was killed except for the trumpeter, Ben Corley. This tragedy meant business opportunities for the record company. I mean, Redding died on the Sunday. On the Monday, they were calling, demanding a new song. And on the Tuesday at 7:30 a.m, Steve Cropper headed to the studio alone, just days after the death of his friend. And he sat there for 24 hours and finished the song, Sitting on the Dock of a Bay. Cropper and Redding both thought that the song was missing something special, so they had planned to have the staple singers come in and do backing vocals, but obviously plans had to change. I got to thinking about Otis clowning around on some of the outtakes of the song. He was trying to make seagull sounds, but he sounded like a dying crow. Cropper decided to go to a local jingle company. He recorded a loop of some seagulls and the ocean. He added these to the song. He added his master touches, and he got the song mixed and he got it finished. The next morning, I went out to the airport. I went out onto the tarmac, and a stewardess came down to the bottom of the steps, and I handed her that master. The tape was flown to New York. DJs had preview copies of the song by Christmas, and the song was released on the 8th of January. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do was mix that song. Redding's death did fuel interest in the song, but it was the song and Redding's lyrics that really resonated with people that made it a hit. It reached the top of the charts on the 16th of March 1968, and it was the first song of Redding's that sold over 1 million copies. It's sad to think that a song that's been enjoyed by so many people all around the world was never heard by the man that created it. Steve Cropper is a master craftsman, and he really did do Otis Redding proud with the mix and the finishing of this song. So next time you find yourself in an inspiring place, it might not be by a water's edge, it might be with better weather than I'm having at the moment, but let the place inspire you, because you might have the perfect idea that could turn into your perfect song. This channel is all about songcraft and about learning from the artists that have come before us, so please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.